Hey guys, it's B&L, and welcome to a new LP, The Legend of Zelda: Twilight Princess. Now, I'm doing this LP in conjunction with Ocarina of Time, and I'm thinking, that's kind of interesting. Because Twilight Princess came out 8 years after? It was a launch title for the Wii, and it definitely borrows a lot of elements from Ocarina of Time. Because, Majora's Mask used similar items and stuff, but the feel was a lot different. Wind Waker had a much different feel, and this game has a similar feel to Ocarina of Time. Skyward Sword actually has a bit of a Wind Waker vibe to it, actually. Just a little bit. So I wanted to play this game mainly because this is my favorite Zelda game. Now, you may be going, well, you haven't played Ocarina of Time, you haven't played Link to a Past. I've played most Zelda games. I haven't played Wind Waker, which is, people are going to be yelling at me, but I don't own the game, and I will look for one. I will definitely be like, if I can just buy one right off, I would like to get it, and, GameCube games on the eShop, that sounds good. By the way, this video does a very nice job of capturing the adventure and just the epicness of this game. Because, like Hyrule Field and Ocarina of Time, that was a really big setting. It was like, whoa, this game is huge. And then this game's just like, oh, by the way, Hyrule Field is ginormous, massive, which is completely amazing. And for a launch title, people don't give it as much credit as it should. A lot of people do say that, oh, the gameplay is a lot like Ocarina of Time, but when you kind of get past the immediateness of the items, then the game has a very different feel to the other games, and I think that's why it's my favorite. Now, I definitely know Ocarina of Time is a better game, because this game has quite a few issues, one of which people say is that the motion controls just feel sloppy. It works, the controls don't fault, but it's like, we were kind of promised one-to-one sword movement, and instead we got just, it detects the motion rather than, I'm gonna start up, and it just detects the motion rather than the thing on. Now, you may notice that I've got 9 minutes on this save. That is because I was recording and then I realized I overrided the save, I overrided the recording file, so whoops. Now, you may also be noting, or you may not be noting, but I also had recorded 6 parts, and then I realized that my capture card was just completely messing up. It was deciding to, I'm gonna turn off this crosshair, by the way, because it gets really annoying in the game. But yeah, it was deciding to record the audio levels at extremely high levels. And I don't know, I haven't found a proper fix for it, although I've noticed that keeping the built-in capture software open, like having to open up the options menu for every time I start the recording, that apparently seems to make the audio levels good, or at least not peaking. So anyway, yeah, so I've pretty much wasted about 3 hours of recording this. But anyway, let's just get started. Tell me, do you feel... Oh, stuff that. They say it's the only time when our world intersects with theirs. The only time we can feel the lingering regrets of spirits who have left our world. That is why loneliness always pervades the hour of twilight. But enough talk of sadness. I have a favour to ask of you, B&L. I was supposed to deliver something to the royal family of Hyrule the day after tomorrow. Yes, it was a task set to me by the mayor, but would you go in my stead? You have never been to Hyrule, right? In the kingdom of Hyrule, there is a great castle, and around it is Castletown, a community far bigger than our little village, and far bigger than Hyrule is the rest of the world God's created. You should look upon it all with your own eyes. It is getting late. We should head back to the village. I will talk to the mayor about this matter. So anyway, yeah, so this game, you know how Ocarina of Time was just like, it started off with a fair bit of cutscenes, and You know, there was quite a fair bit of dialogue in the beginning parts of the game. This one, think about that multiplied by 7. Yeah, we're not even gonna get to the first temple until like part 7. That's how long it took me on the original recording. 6 parts, and I finally got up to the first temple. And you know, it's not because I'm taking too long. This game does have a fair bit of beginning stuff. Although, yes, I'm obviously not taking the most optimal path. But like my Ocarina of Time LP, I'm trying to do this LP in a way that it would recreate kind of the experience of someone playing for the first time. So I'm not going to spoil any items, I'm not going to spoil anything really until it comes along. So like if you've played up to a point, then I'm not going to be spoiling anything. So like say you've played up to the 5th temple or whatever, because it's a Zelda game, everybody knows there's temples and stuff. I'm not going to be like, oh, by the way, Snape kills Dumbledore. I'm not going to be like that. What happened after the 5th temple? I can't remember at all. I can't remember at all. I haven't played this game for a couple of years, but I'm pretty sure I do know what's kind of going on. So anyway, so that guy was called Russell, by the way. I don't know who his wife's name is, but their son is called Colin, who actually is a main character. All of these guys are main characters. It's not like Kokiri Forest where you just go away. Oh my gosh, the brilliant voice acting. So yeah, that's one thing that people say about Zelda games, is that like, why is there no voice acting? But that kind of ruins it. It's like the text boxes define Zelda. I'll be like, yeah, sure, let Metroid have voice acting. Yeah, sure, Metroid's always... Oh, Metroid's been about the isolation. I don't know why they've suddenly gone away from that. I mean, seriously, every Metroid game, until Prime 3, was all about, like, yeah, the isolation and stuff. Holy snap, that guy's mouth is so low down his head. Look at that. Okay, so anyway, yeah, so the interface, fair bit like Ocarina of Time. You may notice the map is a bit higher than the bottom left corner, and that is literally just because the map actually stretches down lower. It's just that we haven't gone to that area yet. And for some odd reason, these screens are kind of small, to be honest. So anyway, yeah, so we have cutscene instinct. We can tell when our horse has been taken. I decided to keep the horse's name as Epona. If you've played Ocarina of Time, or Majora's Mask, you would probably know why I just keep it as that. The horse actually does play a fair amount of stuff. There's not as much optional stuff in this game. It kind of forces you to take the scenic route. Oh hi, oh hi, Beano. I washed Epona for you. I could do the Lucajin thing, and it's like, you wash my balls, but I'm not gonna do that. Seriously, if Lucajin ever plays Twilight Princess, it just like is the perfect thing to do. Even though, yeah, it could be overrated. By the way, you see this horseshoe kind of grass? If you go over, you see how it says pick? You can pick this up and you can blow into it, and Epona will run towards you. Now, you can get onto Epona just the standard way, just from the side, and then you can. Yes, I know you don't have to do it for it. You can also do the whip thing, just like Ocarina of Time. But another cool thing that I like is, I don't know if it was an Ocarina of Time, I'll figure that out later. So if you get on from behind, you'll do like a dash. Now, you can do that dash just by doing this, but that the get on dash, or as I like to call it, the behind mount, doing that from behind doesn't actually use one of the thingos, so you can technically get away a lot faster. And considering you'll be using your horse a fair bit in this game, then yeah, it's a pretty important thing now. You won't be needing to get used to it straight away. So yeah. So anyway, this is the Kokiri Forest. I mean the Ordon Village. In the Ordon Village, there's quite a few things to do. We won't be doing them just now. I'll try and get them done by the end of the part, actually. But trust me, you will have to do quite a fair bit of stuff in here, but it's a good kind of tutorial area. So anyway, yeah, so these people are like, whoa, Link, what are you doing? What are you doing, Link? Oh my gosh, I don't know how I did that, but okay.
Ah, if it isn't young Beardo, are you going to close down the ranch for the day? I just closed the shop myself. I'm sure you know all about the mischievous monkeys that have been coming into the village lately. Those things worry me a bit. I better lock up tight here. I couldn't stand to have any more good soul. Can't trust that good-for-nothing husband to do anything right. Come on, Dad! You can't catch a silly little monkey!
Well, no I can't.
Oh, listen to us, Babylon. I didn't mean to keep you. Alright, off to work with you.
I don't know why Link is just completely spam. I think it's because I literally rode on the girl there. I literally just rode on her. Oh, great timing, Beardo. There was something I had forgotten to tell you. My son Colin is making a fishing rod so the two of you can play together. He should finish it today so you can come get it at the house tomorrow. I'll do multiplayer fishing! Sega Bass Fishing. So yeah, that was Russell. And I just rode through the mare. Oh, Beardo. Looks like you're going to help Fido. Good job. He headed up to the ranch ahead of you. You go finish up your chores before the sun goes down. Okay, so yeah, so this beginning bit teaches you how to use the horse, which is quite interesting. So yeah, the horse pretty much does the exact same thing it does in Ocarina of Time. It actually, when you hold down back, like if you hit back quickly, instead of just kind of slowly like edge into it, Epona will not walk slowly backwards, but will actually like just turn around, like, you know, go up on hind legs, turn around, which is quite an interesting thing, and I think it's actually quite handy. Sorry to get you over here in such a hurry, Beardo. These guys have been awful skittish lately. They won't listen to a word I say. Sorry to ask, bud, but how's about you and Epona herd them real quick? We ain't got much time, so you think you can do it for me? So yeah. By the way, you see that fairy on the screen? That's just a Wii only thing. I don't know why the fairy appears on the screen. You can turn it off, but that also turns off your ability to just point at the screen and do stuff. So you can turn it off like that, and I guess you can press things, I don't know. You can also turn the camera control on and off and stuff. You know, change the lock type. In this game, it's default to hold rather than stuff. So anyway, what you have to do is you have to point these guys towards the barn, and then I use the whoop thing and it basically just makes them go straight towards it. Now let's see if we can do this really quickly, because that would be good. So yeah, if they're going kind of towards it, then that's good. Now they won't exactly always go directly towards it, but if they're going in that direction, I always just use the whoop. Now it's kind of difficult having more than 3 at once. It is possible though, but it's not the easiest thing. Beardo, Epona, much obliged to both of y'all. I can cover everything tomorrow without having to trouble you, so just sit back and relax, bud. Oh, but how about today? Want to practice with the fences? Just wait a spell, bud. I'll get some fences set up. So anyway, yeah, in Ocarina of Time you could jump over fences. It wasn't really that much of a implement, and I actually thought it was quite finicky. You needed to be really precise. In this game, it's not actually that bad. You can go at quite a fair angle. That wasn't quite a fair angle. The other thing that, so yeah, how to get over fences, you use your dash thing out, and if you're going kind of straight onto the fence, the opponent will just jump right over them. So yeah, it's a lot more fluent in this game, and I think that's what they were going for. They didn't want the horse to be hard to control, because, hey, you're a ranch hurdler. Like, you know, Ocarina of Time, it's like, dude, just horse, ride it! But in this game, it's like, dude, you've been doing it, you've got a job. So anyway, yeah, so I always get like 10 minutes here. So anyway, yeah, so you can hit start and just save your game. Now, items in this game are actually in their own menu. You hit minus to use your items. I won't actually go into them. Now, I gave these guys really annoying voices the last time, and by these guys, I mean that guy. So I'll just give him kind of regular voice.
Hey, wake up, Bingo! It's morning already!
Because I gave him the most irritating voice last time. Oh my gosh, hurt me so much. See, I'll give the girl a high voice, yeah, sure. I'm not gonna give the guys the irritating voice. So anyway, yeah, so this is Link's house. You can see that there's a downstairs area, but there's nothing in there. For now. And you can't do anything, so don't worry. Dude. Okay.
Oh, Bando, did you hear? You're selling a slingshot at the store right now. A slingshot!
And then I give this guy a deep voice.
I wonder how powerful it is. I must try it.
Hello, if you and Mallow want it so badly, just buy it at my parents' shop.
Do you see any rupees in my hand? I can't afford that thing. Come on, Beth, can't you just loan it to us for a while?
You know I get in trouble for that. If you two want it, save up your allowances or something.
But our allowances are terrible. Oh, I wish I was born into a family with a slingshot instead of one with a water wheel.
Okay, so anyway, so there's 3 things you need to do. Pretty much on this day, everyone has a problem of some sort. So the first thing, like, oh, and Colin's over here. Colin's a loner.
Hi, Bando. You have the day off to work today, right? So I finished the fishing rod I was making. Bando, I figured I'd give it to you the first thing in the morning, but my dad said,
You just wait until Bando comes to get it.
so I didn't bring it to you.
Okay, sure. You won't need a Epona. Don't worry. You can get rocks. Also, that is very nice. Yeah, you kind of ignore the fact that you can get rupees over here. But it's quite handy, and you're gonna need rupees at least in the beginning of this game. You're gonna need 30, I believe. You get given quite a fair bit of time to collect them, so don't worry. So if we head into Ordon Village, more people would have problems, okay? So this guy's like, "Ooh, hey, morning, Bando. Got a day off from work today, my boy." My boy! Not me, the wife's been hassling me. Today's the day to restock our store. Look, see? Up there in that tree. If you use the C and then use the stick or the pointer to move the cursor around, you can get a better view. Yeah, some Ordon bees built themselves a fine nest up there, and I was thinking about knocking it down. Our cat hasn't come home since yesterday, so the wife's in a bad mood. At the very least, I need to bring something home to her. So yeah, so we'll go talk to her. Also, I like this guy. I'll just talk to this guy first.
It's like, yo, Bando, try talking to me from here with A while they're talking.
This is exactly the same thing as the person on top of the shop and over in time.
Hey, there you go, over here, yeah. Your voice carries well as usual. Think you can teach my little types to talk to someone from a distance by pressing A while holding Z? So listen, why don't you climb up those vines there?
Actually, I should probably talk to him after I talk to... you don't need to talk to anyone, actually. That's one thing I like, is that... Yeah, it doesn't matter. Also, by the way, you know how that guy says climb the vines? You can actually just climb the vines and he'll be like, oh, whatever.
Oh my.
It's young Bino. Welcome, my dear. You didn't happen to see my little cat out there, did you? He ate the fish we were going to have for supper last night, and I gave him a good scolding, but then he went out and hasn't returned. I'm so very worried for him. I've exhausted myself.
So yeah, so problem number 2. Actually, no, problem number 3. Problem 1, they want a slingshot. Problem 2, needs to get the bees out. Problem 3 needs to get the cat back. So anyway, yeah. Now, here's problem number 1 of this. Oh, here's just an issue with this game that people have said, is that the climbing is so slow.
You know, Sarah, at the general store, isn't that a cat over there? He's just been sitting there next to my house, having a staring contest with the creek. You don't suppose he's thinking he's gonna catch a fish, do you? A cat can't catch no fish. Anyway, that's not all I was meaning to tell you about. I just wanted you to take a look at something. See that grass growing on there, on the edge of that rock? Haven't I seen you smoking with that stuff? No, whistling. I figured it was pretty rare to see it growing in a place like that, so I thought I'd let you know. I bet you could hop across these rocks with a quick little thing out, could you? So yeah, in a Zelda game, the 3D one specifically, you can run towards an edge and you'll kind of jump. Now, you see this grass here? You can pick it up and blow it, similar to the horseshoe ones, which I didn't actually blow into, but it works the same way. This kind of grass, you get a bird, and the bird's just like, okay, I'm gonna come over now. What do you want me to do? Now there's 2 things you can do. There's a bit of grass over there, so just use that grass instead. Point at this beehive, or the autumn bees, and the thing will smash. Now, the other way you could do it is with the slingshot, because, spoilers, we are getting the slingshot. You know, you pretty much expect that by now. But you can actually use the slingshot if you care to do that after. Also, that's a completely optional thing. You don't even have to do that, but... Oh, well. Actually, no! No, you can do something with that, because if you smash that...
then we get a later item and you can do something with that. Now, I'm not going to do it straight away, but... Actually, I may as well do it straight away. So anyway, yeah, if you go over here, you'll notice that there's a monkey over there. Now, I didn't actually... Pregnant lady's going, oh no, have you seen a cradle? Here's the cradle. I kind of missed the point that she tells you that she's missing a cradle. She won't give you the fishing rod, by the way, until you get the cradle. Also, don't fall in the water. It takes a while trying to get this cradle out of the water. Actually, you know what? I'll put it over here and I'll like talk to her so you know what the dialogue is. So anyway, she's like,
Oh, good morning to you. If you're looking for my husband, he took his sword and left early this morning. But I must ask, you have not seen a cradle come floating by here, have you? It's a baby's cradle made out of finely woven tree bark. Oh, such a misfortune. How far could I have drifted, I wonder?
So anyway, yeah, so problem number 4, she needs a cradle. Now, thankfully, we literally just got the cradle, and she'll be like,
Oh, a cradle, did you go to the trouble of finding it for me? My thanks to you. Oh, that reminds me, there's something I'm supposed to give you. Do you think you could carry that cradle and come back with me to the house?
Holy snap, she's so slow! Actually, they're very kind here, because you can just walk over to the house, and then she'll teleport.
My thanks to you, Yes, I'd nearly forgotten. I'm supposed to give you this. Alright, here you go.
Da 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 da. So we got a fishing rod, a simple fishing rod with a bobber. There's several fishing rods in the game, actually. Unlike Ocarina of Time, it's a lot more developed in this game.
It's a little unpolished.
No, it's not unpolished.
My son, Colin, made this out of the destruction of his father. You can use it if you like.
So anyway, yeah, so, how to equip items. Step 1, hit minus. Step 2, point at the item, or you can use the wheel, the stick, and you hit B. Now you can also, they're not going to let you do that, but you see how, you know how in Ocarina of Time you had 3 C slots? Well, basically in this game it's a little bit different. B is your active weapon. Also, you smash the pumpkins, smashing pumpkins, there you go. Band reference. You're gonna want money, so you may as well try and just break everything as you can. Now there are some easy ways of getting stuff, getting the money, but you're gonna need to get the money either way. Also, one thing I like is that if you smash the pumpkins, it's like, yo, don't waste food. I just love how he says that. It's just like, what? So anyway, yeah. So Ocarina of Time, you had 3 slots. In this game, you have an active slot. The B item you have under the B slot is your active item. Left, down, and right on the D-pad will store other items. Now, some items will be considered as like you don't need to, put them onto the B slot. I'm not going to spoil what items, but Second Temple will show us. So anyway, wow, I've nearly got all the money. And considering that there's a 10 rupee thing I was just like on the roof. So anyway, yeah, so the cat's over here, but the cat's like, get out of here. So anyway, how to use fishing rod. Step 1, press B. So yeah, technically you can hold 4 items, by the way. Step 1, press B. Step 2, put the Wiimote in the water, and by Wiimote, just put the bulb. Now when the thing goes down, pull up. Like that. Then you just hold it. It's a really simple fishing rod. So anyway, you've got to catch 2 fish. You'll only pretty much catch green gill. Now, on the plus screen, you can see your collection. You can see your wallet, you can see your fish collection, you can see your current equipment, as well as a certain thing. Oh, by the way, there's 5. This time. Not 4, 5. I'll explain this when we get it, when we get our first one, but yeah. Anyway, so the fish shown will show you your fish. I'll try and do something. So anyway, the cat's like, holy snap, I can get a fish off this guy. Hold on, he's gonna go over again. So yeah, you have to get 2 fish. You have to get 2 fish. It's a little bit odd, but just trust me, you get 2 fish, and then 10-inch. Jeez. And then the cat's like, oh yeah, I got it. And then Link's like, colon, oh, and then the cat runs away. The cat runs away, and the cat's like, oh yeah, come to mama. Literally. So anyway, yeah, so that is what you're supposed to do. Now just before I go up there, there's one thing I'm gonna want, is that pretty much by by this point, you're gonna need to buy the slingshot. Now, the slingshot costs 30 rupees, but you can get a lot of money. There's a lot of money around, and considering you can just go off the area and then back on, then it's not too bad. Now, there's 10 rupees up on that ledge. I don't know how to get up there. I was considering climbing up this ladder, and then on the top of it is the leaves thing. Now, thankfully, this time, by the way, in this game there's yellow rupees. Wind Waker might have done it, but stuff that. Yellow rupees are worth 10. Oh. So yeah, I was considering saying, oh, you could blow the grass and try and get that, but I don't know how to do it. But we've got 30 rupees, so it's pretty good. Now, I'm gonna end the part pretty soon, but I just need to show off a couple of things. I'm sorry if I'm dragging this part on, but the game does take a long time to get started, so be sure to kind of stick around for quite a lot of parts, because believe me, this is a long game.
Oh my Beano! You simply must hear this! Just take a look! My little kitty Beano came back!
What, you named the cat after me? I'm a dog person. Does that count as spoilers?
And he brought a fish back with him! He was worried about me being angry! Oh, just look! Isn't he so cute the way he laps up that milk? Say, my dear, why don't you have some too? I'm in a good mood, so it's on the house today.
You got milk in a bowl, but this bottle's half empty. Link is such a pessimist. It's half full, jeez. So anyway, yeah, so this is a bottle. Now, you know how I said we could do something with the bee larvae? You can actually use this bottle and actually get the bee larvae out. So I'll press B, and then now I can show off this. So you can put items on these slots. Now, when I do that, it swaps the item out. Also, I can't unswap it this time. But yeah, now since we have half milk, I believe the milk recovers 5 hearts, but we only have half of it, so we can only use it once. And trust me, I'm never gonna need it, because I'm gonna need the bottle for something else before that. But it's in case if you suck. You don't have to return the bottle.
You can reuse it, you know. Put something else in the bottle. In it. Recycling is a very important thing, my dear. I'm sure you'd never do anything of this sort, but kids these days toss things out like it's a whole world was disposable. It's criminal. So what do you say, my dear? Is there anything you want today? Feel free to look around.
Okay, so anyway, you can buy the milk. That will go in your bottle for 10 rupees. You know, that's a decent price. You can buy the bee larva. That's used as fishing bait, which is quite interesting. If you need to get fishing bait, then yeah. And if you're gonna want to do fishing as a full-time side quest, then yeah, you're gonna want that. But we're gonna want the slingshot. By the way, what did it say there?
I got this in for the kids. It's just a toy, but it stings something awful when you get hit by it.
So yeah, and then I like it how it's like,
what are you doing buying a slingshot, you naughty thing? You're too old for toys. Will you at least let the kids play with? Oh, I should tell you, if you happen to run out of pellets, you can also use pumpkin seeds.
So anyway, yeah, so we got the slingshot. Children love this item. You can hold up to 50 pellets. Don't worry about ammo, there is tons in this game. Tons of ammo. You can just buy it out anyway. So yeah, pumpkin seeds. That's basically just a way of telling you that the pumpkins will drop slingshot ammo as well. Now the slingshot, you can also equip it, and oh yeah, minus also skips cutscenes, I should probably tell you that. So yeah, so we can use the slingshot as that. Now, you can use the slingshot to break down that thing. That's okay. You can actually climb the ladder and actually knock it, climb the vines here and knock it down, but the bees will chase you. Yeah, so, as you can see, you can actually scoop up the bee larva and actually use that as the fishing bait. Now, of course, you could have just bought it then. Also, you can eat them if you want. And then, so, just before we finish up the part, Birno, I saw all that. Calling down a hawk. Why didn't I think of that? I was trying to knock that down myself, but you beat me to it, my boy. So anyway, yeah, so you get 10 bee larvae, which is quite nice, and you can eat them all for 1/4 of a heart each. So anyway, yeah, so this part's been going on for half an hour, so I'll see you kids next time. Have fun!